Back in the day, people banked on, in the 50s and 60s, people banked on the more logical stuff that was going to make a little more sense. Like, look, I'm going to work for this company, I'm going to get that retirement, the gold watch, so to speak, and live with my family, you know, and watch my kids go to college. Whereas in now, I mean, I think you talk to most people, and it's this national delusion of grandeur. It's like, look, man, I got to be super fucking famous and rich as hell, or I don't know what I'll do. So I don't know if that's a commentary on our generation right there, but.
And I guess that does put a certain pressure on the government to take care of a bunch of people who are completely delusional.
Yeah.
And they're not going to accomplish what they want to, and they're just going to be like, you know, 60 years old with no plan and no future, or really no, you know, support structure for them. So
would I love it if we had the ability to take care of every man, woman, and child in this country? Yes, that'd be awesome, but we don't. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, when you get down to the cold equation, so to speak, is that it all falls back on you, and it all falls back on you making sure that you can do what's right for you and yours and your family. Now, I understand there's some people that don't, you know, for example, you have disabilities, some people that can't work, things of that nature, which I completely understand, but when you have, like I said, when you're entrusting the government to take care of what's past 300 million people now as far as population goes, it not only is it ill-advised, it's also just, in my opinion, it's impossible.
You know, the individual should, you know, have a certain degree of responsibility to, you know, save money and build some sort of, you know, financial structure for themselves, and, you know, all that. I mean, it's doable. I mean, really, think about it this way. Right now, people that are alive today in this country have the greatest quality of life of any human who has ever lived in history. And if you can't do anything with that, then fuck you, stupid. You know what I'm saying? If you can't really make something out of this, then you don't deserve any you know, quality of life.
I've seen people who have nothing and did something with it, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, I guess on a personal experience, I mean, like, just people who, you know, parents are on drugs, bad household, who came out of it and said, all right, you know, I got this person, I want to take care of myself. And I mean, to the extent that a person who doesn't have that drive, where does their responsibility stop and your responsibility begin? I guess is what it boils down to, because, I mean, you know, I've seen it several times on many occasions, people, you know, doing something for themselves out of nothing. And when, like I said, I mean, that seems to be a viable option for me, or to me. I look at that as an achievable goal, to make sure that your quality of life is, you know, is sufficient enough for you because of you. And I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody can't do that, and with our population exploding the way it is, I mean, if it's I don't know what the percentage of people who are on government assistance is. I don't know the facts, but, you know, the larger population, the percentage stays the same, but that's more people, you know, and so it just gets a bigger and bigger load. And I mean, I don't know if I said all Tyler Durden with it, but I guess if we're gonna, like, start back at zero, man, that's the only way to fix that. So I mean, I think the easier route would be, of course, to show people that there is an option you can do it for yourself. You know, the government needs to, if they were to do anything, I think it would be better invested showing people what to do and how to do it for themselves. And really, I mean, you hear Republicans sit there and talk about you should do it for yourself, but I mean, when's the last time Mitt Romney sat down and was like, hey, let me tell you how I made a personal fortune, and explain it to you? He doesn't explain that. What I think, if you can educate the people and the populace on how to do these things and give them examples, then they have something to base it off of. Because in a lot of areas in this country, I mean, the examples that kids growing up seeing is, oh, well, you know, I mean, I might just collect this check from the government for a few years, see what happens, you know, and it's an unfortunate reality, but for a lot of people, that's all they see and that's all they know. And so if you want your citizenry or your constituency, so to speak, to be more capable, show them how to do it. You know, like stop when the, so to speak, 1% just insists, like, look, we worked to get here. Well, could you fucking tell me how, man? You know, like, if you told me how you got there, you know, then maybe more people would be apt to do it. You know, if there was more education resources out there to inform people of that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I think that our system is so inefficient, and it just bleeds so many resources that even if we were able to work it out somehow where it's more efficient, we can use the extra cash for education, or, you know, those types of systems to empower the people as opposed to just support them. So